Okay. Hi, my name is Ryan, and this is my teammate Ralph, Anik, Fendi, Daryl, and Eldo. The six of us are going to share about cargo operation management. So, as for cluster one, we are going to take cargo classification, whereby you can see that we're going to share about carry various goods, distinguish goods such as raw material, finished product, fuel, household chemical, household appliances, perishable and dangerous goods, and so on. As for the second cluster, we take heavy lift precaution. From there, we can see about heavy lifting is one of the highest risk activities done, especially in shipping and construction. The precaution to heavy lifting has been implemented in ports to ensure every procedure is done before, during, and after lifting. As for the last cluster, we take packaging and placards. The packaging and placards are the type of wrap and signage that are commonly used in port industry such as shipping, transportation, loaded and unloaded of cargo goods. As for our first compulsory question one, which is identify the duties of junior cargos officer during, before, and after the cargo operations for dry vessel cargo. So in compulsory question one, we are going to explain about receive and prepare of cargo document in the form of a copy that contains an unliteral agreement and obtains a variety of complete information. As for our last compulsory question is explain the cargo storage plan, which includes the pre-storage plan, vessel rotation, weight distribution, cargo compatibility, and safety as per IMDG code. From there, we can see about cargo storage plan is the pre-storage plan. Pre-storage plan is a document created jointly by ship and shippers to ensure that everyone involved in loading a ship at a portal terminal is on the same page about how to keep the cargo. And now we're going to proceed for the second presenter, which is Ralph.
Hi, my name is Rob, as the leader had said. So in cluster one, I'll be presenting cargo classification. Moving on. So what is cargo classification? Cargo classification carries various goods from dangerous goods, perishable goods, heavy loads, and light load. So we can distinguish what kind of goods that exist in the cargo, such as raw material, finished products, fuel, household chemicals, household appliance, perishable and dangerous goods, and so on. So all goods depending on rolling stock types and transport characteristics such as volume, overall dimensions, bulkiness, and more. So in this presentation, I'll go through, there are 9 dangerous classes that exist under dangerous goods. However, since they're quite long to explain the entire classes, I'll only be presenting 6 classes. So I'll moving on to the first class, which is explosive. So in explosive, divided into 6 subclasses. So in subclass 1, explosive with mass explosion hazard means that explosive with a wide range of explosions, if any explosions that occur during cargo or during shipping. So the second class subclasses is 1.2, which is explosive with a severe projections hazard. Means that projection shoots out if there's any like explosions that occurs on board or on at the port. So subclass 1.3 is explosions with fire, pyro kind of explosions if there's any explosions occur. Basically means that it will incinerate if there's any explosions occur. Means there will be involved a lot of fires. Subclass 1.4 is minor fire or projections hazard. Produces explosions and projections hazard as well. However, it is only minor. So the second subclasses is 1.5, which is insensitive substance with a mass explosions hazard. This explosions substance has a quite a mass when it explodes and can be lethal. Any explosions can be lethal, but this kind of lethal to exposed by human. Subclass 1.6 is extreme insensitive that do not have any mass explosions hazard. Means that it will not explode, it will not produce an dangerous explosion that might kill, that might tear someone's limbs off or explode anyone's off lah, or burn that person. So explosives that I can included that are dangerous, such as fireworks and bombs. So I'll be moving to the second class, which is class 2 gases, therefore divided into 3 subclasses. So in subclass 2.1 is a flammable gas that ignites approximately 0.1.3 kilopascal, means that pressure when mixing with 13% or less by volume with airs. So the second subclasses is subclasses 2.2, non-flammable gases with a pressure of 2 at 0 kilopascal, 40.6 pressures or greater at 20 Celsius. Means that it can only be exposed within the range of 20 Celsius or 68 Fahrenheit. So subclasses 2.3 is a poisonous gases with less pressures, 1 or 1.3 kilopascals, and reaches a boiling point of 20 Celsius or less at 101.3 kilopascals, which is lethal when exposed to human. So therefore, as usual, I will be included some of the example of gases. Some example gases that I can included in subclasses in class 2 is butane lighters, butane gas, and medical oxygens, and as well as aerosols. So the next is class 3, flammable liquid. So in flammable liquid, there are no subclasses. However, there are a few details that I would like to share. So liquid that can be included are acetone, diesel, gasoline, kerosene, and oil would lit up contained with fire. 3 types of flammable liquid that exist are low flash point, intermediate flash point, and high flash point. For low flash point, liquid need to be below negative 18 Celsius. However, for intermediate flash point, measure from negative 18 Celsius up to 23 Celsius. However, for high flash point, only allow flash point from 23 Celsius. So flammable liquid can be included also is paint, petrol, thinner, alcohol, and perfumery products. So next are class 4, which is a flammable solid under flammable. In class 4, there are 3 flammable. Subclass 4.1 is flammable solid that may ignite through friction, self-reaction substance due to exothermic. Exothermic means that it's self-heating kind of condition, or surrounding area that is really hot. For subclass 4.2, contain 2 types of substance, spontaneous combustions and compressions, which ignite when exposed to air. And for subclass 4.3 is substance that will emit flammable gases when contact with water. Any liquid that will ignite a flammable gases. Flammable solid can be included such as matches, lighters, and sulfur. Now, moving on, class 5, which is oxidizing substance and organic peroxides. There are two subclasses divided. For subclass 5.1, oxidizing substance that will result to ignitions if only contact with other combustions, with only contact with other heat or any heating related products or surrounding area. For subclass 5.2 is organic peroxides, which is the type of substance that will experience exothermic self-accelerating decomposition. So a product that can be included such as bleach, as you can see the picture, peroxides, fiberglass, and repair kits. Moving on, the sixth class that I'll finally explain are toxic substance and infectious substance. So under class 6, there are two subclasses divided. For 6.1, toxic substance is a substance that can cause serious injury or death without putting concern during transportation. Subclass 6.2, infectious substance. These types of substance are known to carry pathogens, which can be defined as microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, ricochet, parasites, fungi, and so on that potentially cause disease in humans or animals. Toxics and infectious substance that can be examples are poisons, virus, cultures, and pathologies specimens. So for next cluster, I will give to Daryl, and Daryl will explain for cluster 2.
Thank you. So guys, I'm Daryl Flanpius Amir and I'm going to explain and discuss about the cluster 2 which is heavy lift precaution. So as you guys can see in the screen, I'll be explaining the first which is introduction. So heavy lift is an activity that mostly done in industries such as shipping and construction. It is an activity that is risky for workers in the industry. Thus, precautions are made to ensure every procedure is followed when lifting operation is undergoing and also to ensure the safety of workers that involved in the lifting operation. So you just can read that. Okay. Moving on to the first topic, which is in prior lifting, there are various steps that needs to be taken to build a lifting plan. So first is determining the stability of ship. This is to
And
ensure the ship do not move
purpose during
from its
it
original
is
position
the captain duty of
during
senior
the
officer
loading of
managed
cargoes into
during
the decks.
dry
The
cargo
second
operation
point, which
is
is
to
free
supervise and
surface
direct cargo
effects,
loading
needs to
and
be
unloading
considered.
activities.
This is to avoid the
So,
capsizing of ship.
officers should
Another step is
monitor
to
and
test the safe
ensure
working
that
load
proper
to
cargo
encounter the
handling
failure of
procedure
crane
are
due to the
maintained to
overweight
ensure
lifting.
safe and
Okay,
efficient operation.
sorry. The fourth
And
is
finally,
it is
is
required to
after
check the load
operation.
density so
It
that the
is
amount limit of
uh,
weight of
after the dry
containers
cargo
that can be
operation
stacked
is
are
done to
manageable and organized
confirm
properly to
and
prevent
complete the
containers from
cargo
falling.
document
Yes.
that
So last but
contains
not least is
information
applying dunnage
including
to
the bill
cargoes
of
such
lading
as bubble
and the
wraps,
cargo
foams, and also it is
manifest.
to ensure the cargo
And
inside
lastly is
the load doesn't
report
damage
to
during the
relevant
roof. Once
parties
every
such
step
as
is followed and
terminal
taken, the lifting
staff
supervisor
and
should be
shipping
able to
agent
build a
about
lifting plan
any
according
damage
for what
or
is safe
issue related
during the
to the
lifting
cargo
operation.
of the customer.
Next,
So
moving on to the second
that's all
topic
from me.
of
I
heavy
will
lift
pass to my
precaution, which
friend
is
is
rigging of heavy
Fendi.
lift. So this topic discuss more to the equipment used to heavy lift. So basically, rigging is the equipment to heavy lift. Yes, it is compulsory to check on wires, ropes, turnbuckles, shackles, and also on S to prevent wire cut and falling of containers during the lift. So these are examples of the rigging. Another point is to lubricate or grease lifting parts, for example, winch part, rotary head, pulley, and more. These are examples of parts that needs to lubricate. This is to maintain the smoothness when lifting and maintain the good condition of the equipment, as well as prevent damage to equipments that could cause future harm to the workers. Finally, other unused equipments must be cleared or kept in right places. This is to ensure that lifting operation is done correctly without having other equipments to attach on other wires, which can lead to failure of maintaining the procedure. For example, uh, failure of maintaining the right angle due to the attachment of other wires while lifting. Okay, moving on to the last topic, which is when lifting. Okay, so the first one is only the right person should operate the equipment, which is the competent winchman. Competent winchman is known as the crane operator. So next is the whole operation shall be supervised by a responsible officer to maintain workers' duties when lifting operation is being done. So this means the person in charge that supervise the whole operation is responsible to make sure every workers run their duties according to what they have been asked to do. So the third one is workers need to communicate with each other, especially while the lifting activity is ongoing. So this is to ensure the crane operator follows the instructions as to move left, right, lowering, increase lifting height, or controlling the speed of rotation of crane. They they can communicate by either giving hand language like or they can use walkie-talkies. The fourth is when lifting activity is ongoing, all employees should be in the right position where they are standing. So employees are responsible to know the position where they should be standing and not right below the object which is being lifted. So this is to prevent from employee being crushed by the object or container. So last but not least, the crane operator must control the crane slowly and lift containers slowly. Next. Okay, I will pass the next cluster to Eldo.
Okay, thank you, Darren, for explaining about the cluster 2. Okay, so now in my part, I will be talking about cluster 3, which is packaging and placards. So, what is packaging and placards? The packaging and placards are the type of wrap and signage that are commonly used in the port industry, such as shipping, transportation, loaded and unloaded of cargo goods. What does it mean? Okay, for example, if our goods is being transported to the another destination in a good condition, which that means the packaging is really in a good condition. However, if the packaging is not good, which means the goods that are sent by the transportation will be give a bad impact to the goods. So, for this packaging and placards, the regulation and guideline should be followed by the crews in the ship. Products or materials for travel is also done through the process of cargo packing. Meanwhile, the placards was aimed to give preliminary warning details in the event that shipping of others is involved in an accident. I will first introduce more details about the packaging. So, the packaging is the arrangement of the to make it more systematic and more securely. is strategic to make it more nice so that it will not harm the goods while it being transported. So, packaging refers to the materials and process used to enclose, protect, and label products for storage, transportation, like I said, and sell. Packaging is important um, for maintaining the safety, quality, the freshness of products, and can also serve as a marketing tool to attract the customers. So there are many types of packaging materials such as paper, plastic, glass, and metal. Each on have its own benefits and disadvantage. Placards, which are also known as hazmat placards, are signs that are placed on the sides and rear of vehicles transporting hazardous materials. It is to warn other road users of the other potential dangers posed by the cargo. However, placards are standardized and regulated by the Department of Transportation in the United States and the similar agencies in other countries. They also display a unique symbol, number, and a color code to indicate the type of hazard posed by the material being transported. So, the use of placards helps to prevent accident and ensure the safe transportation of hazardous materials. So, I will explain the 9 types of placards as smart signage. So, among the types of hazmat placards used to identify hazardous material during situations, class 1 is explosive, class 2 is gases, class 3 is flammable liquids, class 4 is flammable solids, class 5 is oxidizers and organic parasites, class 6 is poisonous, toxic and infectious substance. Class 7 is radioactive materials. Class 8 is corrosive. And class 9 is miscellaneous and hazardous materials. In conclusion, packaging and placards plays an important role in the storage, transportation and sales of products. It is really important to make sure the transportation condition is always in a good condition and not in a bad condition. So, yeah, thank you for listening my part. I will now pass to the other point, which is the compulsory question 1 to my friend, which is Nick. So, yeah, thank you for listening my part. I will now pass to the other point, which is the compulsory question 1 to my friend, which is Nick. Thank you.
I'm sorry, sir, because my voice part is an error, and in the video it is totally silent. So I had to use an audio recorder about what I present in the video and input into this video. My name is Muhammad Ali Aiman. I will present about compulsory question 1. What identify the duties of junior cargo officer for before, during, and after the cargo operation for dry cargo vessel? As you can see, for part before, this is first is retrieve and prepare a cargo document in the form of a copy that contains a unilateral agreement and obtains a variety of complete information, including the amount, quantity that needs to be stored, and clearly stated in the documents. After retrieving and getting the documents, the officer will review and confirm copies of the agreed cargo documents, such as bill of lading, packing list, and safety certificate, to collect and analyze the document to make a loading plan on the ship based on the complete information in the document. As you can see in the site, this piece of documents, for example of documents. And part for during it is the second duty of a junior officer to manage during dry cargo operation is to supervise and direct cargo loading and unloading activities. So, officers should monitor and ensure that proper cargo handling procedure are maintained to ensure safe and efficient operation. And finally, is after operation. It is after the dry cargo operation is done to confirm and complete a cargo document that contains information including the bill of lading and the cargo manifest. And lastly is report to relevant parties such as terminal staff and shipping agent about any damage or issue related to the cargo of the customer. So that's all from me. I will pass to my friend is Fendi.
Next is a compulsory question 2. I read the question. Explain the cargo storage plan with including the part storage plan, vessel rotation with stabilization, cargo compatibility, and safety as per IMDG code. Next. A cargo storage plan is the part storage plan. Plan storage plan is a document generated by the shore and shipping ensure that everyone included in loading ship at the port terminal into the same page about how to keep the cargo. This also document drawn up by master or chief made data of the current cargo between haul by port or and order of the loading and unloading. It will the hull stage and stability the ship overwhelm. Next. This is the example the first storage plan. You can see they have many symbols and colors. Any color is to help the crew to do their job. Number 2 is turn the ship's or vessel return routine. The ship routine is a image a ship moving between routes terminating and major port. The ship duration planning report VRPP deal with the issue of the location turn of many ships at the team they must visit. Visualization type of rotations. The rotation have a tree called number 1 is presenstation, nutation, and interaction rotation. This tree rotation is to help the vessel to correct it and safety can the vessel can roll. Like that, more like that. Number 3 is without stabilization of vessel led to the amount with by each type of vessel is it. The maximum turns of each vessel, the category use the group that and the cap size, the bigger dry of cargo vessels. Next. The lastly is a safety by MID code. The MID code it was derived an international code from the package to improve and harmonize safety transport dangerous good and the provide pollutions to the environment. Instead of the safety response, dangerous goods are found all the types of marine exploitation with allowing the free and understanding
movement such good, preserve the maritime event all the private information collections.
All right. Thank you. That's all from our group. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Hayden. Thank you, guys.
Okay.